Welcome back. It's now almost May, and we're here doing another set of reviews.
Right.
So hopefully I think we have a lot lined up today.
I've actually got 7 books that were worthwhile this time.
Well, it's a lot.
It is.
So we'll see how we release those, see how it goes. We wanted to mention, we had one of the books we'll be reviewing was from one of our viewers.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what its name is, but we'll find that out shortly.
Okay, the first book is Gamer's Wish, A Gamer's Wish.
Okay, and this is the one that...
This is the one that was recommended by one of our listeners.
Okay.
It's the series is Hidden Wishes.
Okay.
And it's a urban game-lit fantasy series. What that means is that it's happening in a big city.
What does game-lit mean?
Game-lit, it's LitRPG,
Okay.
but a little bit different. It's happening in a city, and the only people that can see it are those that are exposed to the arcane and can see it.
Okay.
Everyone else, it's happening around them, and they don't even realize this guy's a orc. He just looked like a big bruiser.
Okay.
And it was quite interesting. There are 3 books in the series, and the books are short, easy reads, about 300 pages, and it's finished in 3 books.
Which is a rare occurrence for this video podcast.
Yeah, well, and for this author. The author is Tao Wong. He's an excellent author. He's written a number of series that I've read. One of his series is Life in the North, and it went to 13 books. And 1,000 Lie is up in the teens and still going. And so his normal routine is to make a really long series. But here he made 3 and done, and it was a very compact and very enjoyable series. It talks about a young man named Henry Sien. That's how I say it. I have no idea. It's a Chinese name.
Okay.
Tsien. How would you say that? Sien?
Sien, maybe?
Anyway, that's how I said it. He's in his late 20s. He's barely keeping himself in food and a place to live by hanging on to a job long enough to get out of debt and then dropping the job. And then he's also buying suitcases from the airport, lost luggage. After 3 months, they sell it, and he goes and auctions, buys pieces of it, and he happens to get a briefcase. When he opens it, it has weird boxes in it, stuff that he doesn't understand, but there's one box that has a gold ring in it. He takes it out and he puts it on his finger and rubs it a little, and all of a sudden a jinn comes out.
A genie?
A genie.
Are they the same thing?
No, jinn are usually darker than a genie.
Okay.
They're usually known for bad things rather than good things.
Okay.
But this is a young woman. At least she looks like a young woman. And she comes out, and he finds out that he has 3 wishes that he can make. He is a gamer. He's always wished he could do magic. And so with 3 wishes, he decides he's going to learn how to do magic. She gives him some warnings about people who have wished for things that they couldn't handle. And she says, I can do it. But there are some consequences. He decides they work through how best to accomplish it. And the best way they can think of is as a game where, like a computer game, where he earns knowledge by leveling up. And she can give him pieces of knowledge at a time rather than dumping the whole thing into his brain and frying it. All of a sudden, he is now an arcane user, magic user, and suddenly his sight is opened up, and he looks outside, and there are elves and orcs and fairies and all kinds of magical places that they can go to and buy magical things. There's magicians and there's religious organizations are set there to stamp out any bad magic. And he is suddenly dumped right in the middle of them. The humans aren't even aware that they're there because there's a glamour over them that makes them look like a normal person and makes them ignore things that they don't understand. Unfortunately, magical groups quickly figure out that this Jinn is back in the world. She's thousands of years old and is in the ring because she's being punished. We don't know what for, but she's being punished. There's no way he can wish her out of the ring. And when she comes out of the ring, her aura expands enough that all of a sudden anyone with a magical senses realize power and is right there.
And they come running.
They try and kill him. They try and take it from him. After the first incident, he uses his second wish to try and control all the people that are coming after the ring, so that if they kill him before he's level 100, the ring goes into the abyss where no one can get it. And so they have to back off a little bit because they don't want to lose out on the power that's available through this Jinn. This is a really lighthearted series. Fantasy, pretty well written. There are a lot of plot holes in it.
Okay.
If you can look past those, you'll have a really fun read because they don't really detract from the story. He has to do quests to both earn money so he can stay in his apartment and so he can buy the magical things that he needs and he feed himself. He suddenly acquires a lot of people that are trying to protect him because they don't want the ring to go in the abyss. And
so they're on his side for the moment.
For the moment, they're going to kill him when he reaches the 100th level. But until then, they're going to protect him so that others don't kill him. But he still ends up with assassins after him. And it's a nightmare for him that he slowly learns to handle and learns to deal with. And it's really a pretty good book. I gave it a 9. There's limited use of hard profanity. Sexuality is T or a little bit rougher than G, but not much. And violence is HV, violent instances of high intensity, and it's rated for teens.
Okay.
But it was a good book. I enjoyed it.
Now, is it a 9 partly because of the plot holes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very simple story that glosses over a lot of problems that would be filled in with a larger work. Someone that really spent the time to fill the plot holes and make it work completely.
So if you can look past those plot holes, it's an excellent book.
Right.
Okay. Sounds good. I might pick that one up.
I think you would enjoy it.
So that wraps up this review. It sounds like a good book. Hopefully you found something of interest. Hopefully you'll pick this one up and try it out.
If you find one of the books that we've reviewed you really enjoy it, I would be interested in hearing from you.
And a practice I've started doing is I start commenting on the book that I plan on reading. I'm going to read this book. Like, I just barely started the Titan Novaterra series, so
Okay.
not very far into it, but I just comment on there so I know which ones I want to read. And then I read most of the Defiance of the Fall, so about 10 books into that.
Okay.
So hopefully you got something out of it.
Enjoy your reading.